These men are my bodyguards. Their lives are forfeit to the guarantee of my physical safety. Of their loyalty there shall be no question. Of their purpose no doubt. I, and I alone, shall stand in judgment over them. So it is decreed. They do not march in great crusades. They do not seek glory in conquest. They do not rule nor command empires. They stand. For 10,000 years they have stood, clad in gold, silent, unyielding. They are the Adeptus Custodes, the Emperor's final certainty. Before the Space Marines, before the Thunder Warriors, before the Imperium itself, there were the Custodians, forged by the Emperor's own hand in laboratories sealed even from history. They were his first perfected weapons. Not soldiers to be commanded, but companions to be trusted. Each Custodian is an individual creation, not mass-produced, not replaceable. Where a Space Marine is a blade, the Custodian is the arm that wields it, stronger, faster, smarter. His blood flows through them. His will burns behind their eyes. To stand before one is to feel judgment without words. They are known as the 10,000, not because they are numerous, but because they are enough. Never more, never less. Each Custodian is a bastion unto themselves, a sentinel designed to counter any threat, human, alien, or demonic. They fight alone if needed. They command entire armies without issuing a single order, and they do not kneel, not to Space Marines, not to Inquisitors, not to Lords of Terra, only to the Emperor of mankind. During the Great Crusade, they walked beside the Emperor as he conquered the stars. Where he went, they followed. Where he fought, they died for him. At Gyros Thravian, 1,000 Custodians shattered an Orc empire in moments. 100,000 enemies slain. 3 Custodians lost. Their names were engraved upon the Emperor's armour. And yet, at Terra, they failed. Horus fell, but the Emperor fell with him. The Custodians returned, not victorious, but broken. The Emperor lives, but he does not rule. Entombed upon the golden throne, sustained by a failing miracle of ancient science, he endures, while his Custodians stand watch. They do not sleep, they do not speak, they do not falter. 300 companions stand within the Sanctum Imperialis itself, unmoving for decades at a time. A century has passed beneath their gaze without a single step taken. Patience, they say, is a weapon. They wear their failure like a wound. For 10,000 years, the Adeptus Custodes did not leave Terra. While worlds burned, while humanity screamed, they remained, because their duty demanded it. They do not seek absolution. They do not believe they deserve it. Their vigil is their punishment, their silence, their penance. Then the galaxy broke. The great rift tore reality apart. Chaos spilled into the stars. Terra itself was assaulted. At the Lion's Gate, the Custodians marched out, not as sentinels, but as executioners. This time, they did not fail. Bloodthirsters died beneath golden blades. Demons were erased from existence, and the Custodians learned a terrible truth. Sometimes, the best defense is attack. Roboter Guilliman returned. The son who had been absent at Terra's darkest hour now stood before the golden throne. What passed between father and son is unknown. But when Guilliman emerged, the Custodians followed. For the first time in 10 millennia, the 10,000 took to the stars, not as conquerors, but as hunters. They bring Primaris reinforcements. They annihilate threats before they can grow. They arrive without warning and leave nothing behind. They are the Emperor's wrath made flesh, A single custodian can break an army. A shield host can end a war. Still, 300 remain. Still the throne endures. The Adeptus Custodes do not fight for humanity's love. They do not protect those who curse the Emperor's name. They stand because they must. Because without them, the golden throne would fall, and with it, humanity. They are not heroes. They are the end of all doubt. A Primarch returned, and vengeance followed. Beyond Parallaxa.